too many people want a quality product. And they will flock to a quality product regardless. And that's the thing is it's not this idea of abuse, like make as much money off of your consumer as possible. It's the idea of that mom and pop shop that is give a quality customer experience and they'll be there for you and they will have loyalty back, right? That's the other thing is build a brand loyalty. Don't just try to make a bunch of money. And that's why we all flock to Ashes. It's what Steven has talked about. We'll see what happens, after Ashes is a huge success. The company is doing well. If they still abide by that philosophy, is take that money and put it back into a quality product. But it's just, and when it's that obvious and upfront that that's what they're doing, and especially nowadays, because, back in the day, people didn't really, they're looking at and analyzing this stuff from stuff that just kind of fell into something. It was like, oh, we made a bunch of money doing this. Now they're like, okay, well, let's analyze every single product and make a bunch of money doing what we're doing. It's like, well, Amazon, take a step back, especially with your first fucking game. Make a quality product, please. Like, stop.
Make something good so we can actually get the Lord of the Rings MMO that you were working on. Let's go back to that. Make something good, make your flagship thing, and then start doing crazy.
That's how Amazon was so successful. The customer experience. That's why we all bought Amazon Prime. That's why we all supported Amazon, even when they were getting massive. We're like, okay, well, I can return anything I want to. I get free shipping. Everything is just easy for me. You've made the customer experience fantastic. Thank you, Amazon. Now they're retracting all that. They're obviously making money. And now it's like, instead of 2-day guaranteed shipping, they're like somewhere between 2 and 16-day guaranteed shipping. And you're like, wait, I'm paying for Prime. What the fuck am I paying for right now?
Yeah, you're paying for your free sub. Wink, wink, nudge.
Yeah.
But
Amazon Prime.
Amazon early, like when they bought Zappos, and I remember reading this article, if you selected 2 to 5 days standard shipping, which was free back then, they would still pay to send it in 1 to 2 days. And that built that customer loyalty. Yes. We're not seeing the gaming industry taking these 1 to 2 days. Instead, all we're seeing are big issues where I will say it, I'm fully turned off from some companies. I mean, like Riot and their history, Blizzard's history that is now coming to a head. Finally, the reckoning is coming. I'm turned off from these companies because I don't want to support what you believe in. And also the games you're producing are not enjoyable. They're not enjoyable in the long term. So I'm not even going to take it as a game to play. So with these big developers kind of breaking down, I think we're actually in a pretty good spot for these indie developers to sneak in there, to provide that really good product, to get that customer loyalty. Because right now, I would love for a developer that I was super loyal to. I would kill for developers.
Here's the key is what we need: that indie developer that is hugely successful, like Blizzard in the early 2000s, late 90s. They were that indie developer. They were amazing, but then they sold out and became what they became, right? And obviously now it seems like there's a mass exodus from Blizzard. People absolutely hate everything they stand for. They hate their games. They hate being abused. It just I am curious to see what the next couple quarters of profits are going to look like for Blizzard. But we need a game or a game company to be massively successful and then actually change the industry by being successful and continuing to use those indie developer values of let's make a really good product. Let's not just focus on absolute pure max profits. Like there's something to be said for just slowly always growing, right? It's your safe stocks versus your pink slip stocks. Like, yeah, you might make a bunch of money and you might be super successful, or you might piss a bunch of people off. Who knows?
And talking about stocks, the second a company has an IPO, I get very concerned about it.
Yeah.
Because I know that the second you have an IPO, your values change. The values that got you to the place where you have enough backing to have an IPO completely change.
Oh.
Right? You're now a company that I want to take care of my players, but I've got board members and shareholders to take care of too.
Well, it's also, why did you have an IPO? If you're a successful company, you don't need an IPO, period. It's a cash grab. That's what an IPO is.
100% a cash grab.
Like, you don't, I mean, there's no, like, you look at some of the biggest companies in the world, they're not public companies. You like they're a very successful company, $1 billion companies, without ever going public. And they're like, well, we don't need to. When you do an IPO, you're basically, doing a cash grab.
I would love to start seeing like private IPOs in the gaming industry. So a private equity offering where you offer the fans of your game a monetary amount that is capped, right? And that way you can't have some venture capitalist swing in and buy it all up and own 10% of the company. But what if the fans actually, what if WoW?
If you have a subscription, you can buy up to X value.
Green Bay Packer thing.
Yeah.
That would be super cool, actually. Like,
well, and that'd be awesome. That was the iterative thing that I was going to talk about. Like, it's true across sports, but I think you see it a lot in professional football. In the NFL, you have first rights to the seats that you've held season tickets for, and those things are literally passed out. People in their will are like, I don't really care which kid gets the car, but this son, he definitely has the rights to my season tickets, and that's passed down to the next one. And so I think that's how you build multi-generational interest. Like, I will, and to delve a little bit into my personal life, and I think this is a big thing that comes back to all companies. So my girlfriend works for a men's fashion brand, and they sell suits.
I'm getting a bunch of free stuff, apparently.
I've got a box full of Bardics free shirts ready to go. And I put the PAX bags in there, or the badges in there. So I'm like, all right, they're all in there. But one of the big questions that they're asking as a company is, suits are less required in the workplace now. Suits are becoming extremely formal. How do we still maintain our brand and get this next generation to see it and to want to come in and buy it? When, the 20-somethings, 30-somethings are like, yeah, I can walk in jeans and a hoodie into my job. They don't care as long as I do my job. Right. So
I'm also going to take that back and say, I love wearing a suit.
I love wearing a suit, but if I had to wear a suit every day to work, I don't think I would like it as much anymore. I like wearing a suit because it's a special occasion. I feel great. We're all set up and ready to go. But it's the relevancy topic, right? How do you stay relevant to your fan base, first of all, right? And I think that's the question that's being missed. Staying relevant to your fan base, staying relevant to your customer base versus being loyal to your shareholders and board members.